You guys are all wrong. You're terrible. No, you guys put your hands together for the Very Funny Wax!
Hey, one word name, you're either a rapper or a fucking Brazilian soccer player. How you guys doing? You alright? Audience doing good? We're about to get hit with some serious fucking truth right now. But there's a lot of dishonesty in our country. You know, dishonesty is accepted if you think about like who's running for president. It's 4th of July weekend, might as well get that off my chest. Dishonesty is accepted, so it's very strange to me that false advertising is illegal. And how is false advertising a crime? You know, the definition of false advertising is the use of false information or misleading information to sell a product. Misleading information. Like, isn't every advertisement false advertising if that's all it requires, misleading information? I've been hit with misleading information ever since I was a kid by advertising. I remember watching G.I. Joe commercials as a kid. And every time I would watch, I'd be like, man, that G.I. Joe action figure's all right. But where do I get that amazing desert skate play area that he's running on right now? Where do I get that shit? Like, your G.I. Joe has like moats and sand dunes. Like, I'm in my house like with my G.I. Joe on a dirty carpet. He's like ducking and covering behind a half-eaten Pop-Tart. Like, let's consider that misleading. You get older, you see other misleading advertisements. Like, this is a classic one for the older people with older products. Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. A good neighbor does not profit off the potential misfortune of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly, like, a good neighbor is there. Like, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a good neighbor, I don't even know you're there. You know? The neighbor's like a referee. If you're good, I don't even fucking notice you. Matter of fact, now think about it, the only times that I can remember that State Farm was there for me was when my bike got stolen and when my garage burned down. That's not a good neighbor, that's a suspect. I want to do that again. Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. An insurance company is not a good neighbor. An insurance company is like the neighbor at like the neighborhood Super Bowl party that collects all the money for the pizza. When there's $10 left over, they don't tell anybody and put it in their pocket. That's an insurance company. They're greedy bastards. I told you, I'm hitting you with truth. The greedy bastards. So stop naming yourself like you're some fucking socialist philanthropic organization. State Farm. They're all like that. Allstate, Progressive, Farmers Insurance, the People's Republic of Geico. Like these weird names like that. Yeah, just more on false advertising, all these slogans that all these companies have. Like, what's Burger King's? Have it your way. Have it your way. Like, stop creating this false illusion of choice, Burger King. Like, just because I walked in and said no lettuce, I'm the one in control. Like, if I'm having it my way, we gotta go back a bunch of levels. Let's talk about how the cows were raised. Let's talk about the minimum wage of your workers. Sit me at that fucking bargaining table, and then we can talk about how I'm having it my way. If I was having it my way, I wouldn't be at Burger King. Just the fact that I'm even considering putting chicken fries in my mouth means nothing is going my way. Okay. It's weird, man. But we have these allegiances, you know, we're very allegiant to our brands, our brand names. We have this sense of allegiance. Like, I caught myself the other day saying, I wear Vans because they represent who I am. And I caught myself saying that. You know, we see this vast difference between Nike and Vans. Like, try explaining that difference to like some dude in Amazon. Like, yeah, this stripe's like that. So whatever. My point is, we're just all allegiant to these brands, you know? And I'm from like a small kind of redneck town in Maryland, and I knew dudes in high school, I knew dudes that had Chevrolet tattoos on their arm. And I knew other dudes that have Ford tattoos on their arm. I literally, one time I actually saw two people almost get in a physical fight, like a punching physical fight, talking about which was better, Coke or Pepsi. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody thinks Pepsi's better than Coke? Jesus Christ, fucking kill yourself. Jesus. Well, yeah, switching gears. So I was in a relationship when I wrote this next joke. It's really interesting when you're in a relationship. It's a beautiful thing when you think you found the one, you know? I think you found that one girl that's gonna be the one that's forever, you know? The one. It's beautiful. But it's also very sad. It's very sad because if she's the one, she's also the last one. That's it. Just her, then you die. It's just her, then you fucking die. It's like I'm about to get executed on death row and she's like that last steak dinner that you carve into little pieces and eat ever so slowly. Just one loving, monogamous relationship and then you die. Doesn't that sound like the Make-A-Wish Foundation wish of like a conservative Christian kid with a terminal illness? I just want one loving, monogamous relationship before you take me to meet you, Lord. And I know it's sad that he's gonna die, but another thing that's sad is that's the one wish the Make-A-Wish Foundation cannot accommodate. You know? A loving, monogamous relationship. But I like to think about the representative from the Make-A-Wish Foundation trying to like compromise. It's like, look, Timmy, it's a tall order. Welcome to Margaret Ford. This is what I can do. I can secure you a lunch date with tennis star Serena Williams. But it's on you to be charming as fuck. Speaking of death and Christian kids, I was raised Catholic. So I was led to believe that heaven, the afterlife, is like a bunch of people playing harp on clouds, you know, for eternity. Which, by the way, the first couple people that ever died, if that's true, they're amazing at harp right now. They're unfathomably fucking good at harp players, you know what I mean? Like, Hendrix died at 27. These cats have been playing for 6 million. Like, just think about how good they are at harp. But anyway, that's what I was led to believe. So, like, I recently realized, like, say what you will about radical Islamic fundamentalists, but, like, they got heaven right, man. They got heaven right. Their heaven is all about fucking. It's all about fucking. You die and all of a sudden you're in this pornographic utopia with 72 women. And it's like, considering their target demographic of 18-year-old males, I'm not surprised that they're recruiting at all-time highs right now. You know? The sexual frustration of an 18-year-old man is up there with like wind and volcanic activity as one of the most powerful forces on the earth. Like, seriously, man. This 18-year-old dude, his desire for sex is stronger than his fear of death. I look at it this way. Remember when you used to watch Scooby-Doo back in the day? And every once in a while, Scooby's desire for Scooby snacks would temporarily disable his fear of the ghost? That's suicide bombing in a nutshell. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.